watching. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and remember to enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to Takehitsu Gaming. This is Takehitsu with Himeko Sutori, excuse me. And we are in the area past the most recent footage. However, I found out just very recently that my last episode, all the footage was just gone. I couldn't get any of it. I couldn't recover any of it, so I actually missed an episode. And in that episode, let me get a quick little recap. Basically, we had gotten into the sewer system. The sewer system came out into a church, and then we escaped the Great Siege by jumping into the World Gate, and this is what the other side of the World Gate looks like. There was also the first boss in the game, which is basically a gigantic slime, and he was pretty easy to beat up. So, in this area, you have idaho camps, and in these camps, it's pretty easy. I mean, there's a main guy here, you talk to him, he sells you supplies and stuff, mostly just food, and spring water, which, you know, it's whatever. And then you have someone who sells you a bunch of equipment. Now, something to keep in mind is this equipment is better and higher quality than the equipment you have, but it only works on the third tiers. So, knights, rangers, druids, berserkers, etc., etc. It is definitely better than what you have normally. Let me use Yumi as an example, okay? So, Yumi's basic armor as a knight, she gets the breastplate, which is what you come down here with. Physical damage, or defense 48, magical defense 41, and blue of 2, okay? But you can get from them Lieutenant Breastplate, which is 67 physical defense, 57 magical defense, and 4 blue, which is obviously better, significantly better than the other one in pretty much every way. So, you can also get a couple select weapons, but the best part of all is when you have people die. And let me make this very clear. If you come in here with adventurers, with mostly adventurers in your party, you're going to have a lot of people die. Adventurers are very weak, and the enemies here are typically stronger than them. But you can go to the guy on the right side here, and you can actually hire people, and they come in as cadets. If you change them back to, like, say, a student, for example, they're automatically level 2. I needed a couple, so I grabbed them. Since we've been here, I've had 7, 8 people die. So it's not like I've been just, you know, joking around, playing around. This is the first area in the game you actually really want to farm. So, it used to be that in the older version, or I mean the older game, before they changed some of the stuff, the way it worked was pretty simple. You didn't really need to farm too much. I mean, you farmed the first area, and it worked just fine. But it's been nerfed pretty hard recently. So, the first area, in my opinion, is not actually farmable anymore. You can't really do it. So, that's just where we're at. You need to farm here. So, the 3 types of enemies are as follows, and I will show them all to you. This is also the first area in the game where you are witnessed to necromancy, where you can actually raise the dead yourself. Let's go ahead and kill this group. This is an actual necromancer army. So, we're going to go ahead and kill them. They're not too difficult. They're kind of a pain in the butt. They're definitely stronger than the basic skeletons that you fought before. They're the same basic skeletons, but they're a little bit more potent because they have necromancer armies behind them. And that can actually cause issues. You'll see that in a couple minutes. The necromancer armies typically consist of warlocks and a mix of some berserkers and some other stuff. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to let them advance at us. There's not a lot of them. Oh, there's only 3. Usually, most of the armies in this area have between 4 to 6 lances. There's only 3, so... Alright, slimes are moving forward. I need my slime. I need him to become a actual alchemist. So we're going to have him move forward, and then we'll just move up 2 others. Yumi's group. And I think you can actually name your lances now. They've been making a lot of changes to the game. And I can't really tell you 100% sure what all of them are. But I know they've been making a lot of changes, and you're seeing some of them with me. So as you can see, these lances are pretty sizable. They're definitely bigger than the lances you fought in the mines before. And that's where your significant change is going to come from. That is a warlock. They cast fire spells. They're not very... My slimes are really powerful, though, so they're not very good against it. Like, pretty much slimes are gods against necromancer armies. So, that's just something to keep in mind. As you can see, it literally deleted that entire group in 1 round. Just boom. And they're not even buffed yet. Later on, when you actually get your tinker to become an alchemist, he will get the skill to buff slimes. So slimes in his party become more powerful, and he throws a bomb that damages everybody in the group. Basically a grenade, if you will. And they're ridiculously powerful. Alright, and then we're just going to have these 3 do all this and gain all the experience from this area. It won't really be a big issue. So as you see, there's a warrior there. That actually might be a berserker, but I'm pretty sure it's just a warrior. They've got warriors, they've got warlocks, they've got mages, they've got illusionists. They have clerics, druids, and I think that's it. I think that's pretty much the Necromancer group at this point in the game. Alrighty. Another thing you've noticed is that the screen automatically zooms to the next army that's moving now, the next lance, which is actually kind of nice. And we're going to finish these guys off. Won't take me very long. Okay, he's a berserker. That's what I... Okay, that makes sense. Berserkers are tougher than warriors anyways. Well, they're the level up from warriors. So warrior, your adventurer becomes a warrior and then becomes a berserker. So, you know, it all works. It's a full circle process. And we're going to finish these guys off. Boom, boom, whack-a-doon. Alright, next group. This guy again. Not a lot left for us to worry about, so we're just going to finish them off. This was actually a pretty easy fight, all things considered. The areas, and see, okay, so for necromancy, you need these embalming tools, you need fresh bodies. Okay, embalming tools are a tool, so when you get a bunch of them, you can sell them. The fresh bodies you need, you actually mix with the slime ingredient that I told you that you need a bunch of from the last area. And then it makes bone piles, which you can then use to raise the dead. Before we get going, though, I'm going to go ahead and level people up. Because the toughest group in this area... Ooh, I like that. The toughest units in these areas to fight against basically are coming up. We will be seeing them. And, they're not fun to play around with if you're not ready for them. We're probably going to have some deaths, just me showing you. Okay. Slime gaining levels is always good. You want magical defense, you want physical defense. You always want a little more physical defense than the magical defense. And either blocking or attacking. And that comes in really handy. Because like I said, they actually end up becoming really powerful late game. Magical defense, physical defense, This guy actually needs another magical defense. We've imbalanced it. At some point, we've taken 2 physical defenses for this guy. Magical defense. Physical defense. Melee attack. There we go. Bloom. Okay, so that's all the slimes for now. We still have a lot of adventurers that need to go and get leveled up, so it's a work in progress. That's what I have to grind on. And I mean, as I was telling you guys, I don't tell you things just because I feel like it. I tell you because it's my experience in the game. Now, as far as me playing the game ahead in my first playthrough, it's no longer possible because this right here, this was as far as I got. And then I decided I liked the game enough to go back and actually play it to make a series out of it. I wanted to make sure I would like the game first, and I found out that I did. So here's the forest animals here in this area. Alright, these guys are actually a bit of a pain in the butt. They deal a lot of damage, and they group up. They like to focus fire people. So the problem is that means that you're apt to take a lot of damage. Alright, so he's starting off in range. I'm actually going to go ahead and... I'm not really sure how to go about doing this. Okay, this guy can get attacked by 2. I'm actually going to move you back 1 and then have you just turn face. Then 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can move forward 1. And that's that. The fairies are actually attacking long distance. Alright, here we are. Go ahead and attack there. And then we're going to attack here. Alright, and then we're going to move the next group over here. And this group over here. Then these 2 are going to move up. And let's go ahead and try and focus them in here. And this one will attack and probably kill this guy. So they're focusing over here on this guy. This is, I did lose one of my little pumpkin head guys, which was not a very nice experience, but it's, you know, it's whatever. You can only do so much. Alrighty, so here we go with the big fight here. Oh, the repost. Nice. Oh, this is going both ways. Okay, good. Yeah, because these guys didn't actually get to fight, so they've got their fight still. Alright, here we go again. Slimes are going to finish off this group. We're going to go into here. We have 2 archers in this group now, which is kind of cool. Means that this group is going to be like just doing huge amounts of damage because archers do huge single target damage. You're going to move up here and actually smack this group because they're getting annoying. So seeing how this battle's playing out, we might actually be strong enough to fight against these guys now. When I first came down here, and in my last episode, which like I said, the footage seems to have been deleted, we were not, and these guys wrecked house. They killed, like, we lost like 4 or 5 people in one fight. These ones are going to continue their battle. Alright, these guys are going to come in here because they could use some more experience too. Okay. And that'll be that turn. These guys are... Okay, they're actually attacking melee this time. Interesting. I didn't expect that. But as you can see how much his health just got healed, the boars do a huge amount of damage. Okay, they finished that one. And last but not least, boom, kill Bonebreaker. And I'm not actually aware of whether you can get boars or not. I mean, you get stone carvings instead of wood carvings, so my hypothesis would be yes, but I have never actually seen a recipe for it. And the last group, so when you get here, the order of how you want to kill things, you want to kill all these little red wandering demons first, because they are by far weaker than the other enemies around. Okay, so that's what one thing you're going to want to notice is you want to work with those first. Then after you've killed them for a while, you can step up to kill Necromancer Groups. Then at the last end of it, you can kill the animals. They didn't appear that hard this time, but trust me, the wandering animals are your biggest threat in this area. Not by a small measure either. They do huge, I mean huge amounts of damage. And if there's even once where they somehow get the lucky dice roll to attack the same guy 2 or 3 times in a row, that guy dies. And I mean, if he's an adventurer, anything short of an adventurer level 5, he's done. That's it. There's nothing left. He's dead. And I forgot to move my upper groups. And I mean, even these guys are a bit of a challenge because look, there's literally 7 groups here, which is a big threat in itself. So I always hold my defense because they always move in a way where they're going to move to this spot right here. And I've gotten used to that, so I position my slimes to act appropriately, and then we just kind of sporadically burst out on them. See, slimes are ready. Slimes are going to burst. We're going to kill the imps. The imps do magic damage from range, so they're basically magic archers. Kind of like cadets, but not anywhere near as tanky or defensive, which makes them pretty easy to wipe out. And they don't do a huge amount of damage. When they start piling up on you and you have them attack the same guy like 6 times, yeah, they'll do a lot of damage that way, but they normally don't do a huge amount. So we're going to have them face that one. You're coming over here to this one. And then this one's going over here. Okay, you're going to go ahead and attack this guy. Alrighty. So now you get to see them attack. Again, your main characters have very large defensive pools, so the enemies don't do a whole lot to them. Alright, we're gonna hit this one. Oh, sorry, we're just watching them all die. It's a long process. We do have a second Tinkerer, so I'm working on getting that second group of slimes, but it's taken a while. Just like everything else in the game, it takes a bit of farming and a bit of while to get there. It's a bit annoying that it takes so long, but it's, you know, you can only do so much. Blambo. Alright, they're going to kill this one. That'll finish off this group if they hit. The other thing is that a lot of the defense rates of the guys here is pretty high. So your adventurers have a very hard time hitting them. Especially level 1 adventurers. Okay. Do 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 doodly do. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have this guy walk in here and finish this guy off. Easy enough, and they're gonna go here. The reason I did that is because the slimes can't chase these guys. These guys do move. They do try and stay 2 spaces away and then shoot, and the slime can only move 2 spaces. So the downside of having a slime group is that they can't keep pace up with archers, and that can be extremely dangerous. Okay, they're attacking Emmy like we knew they would. Not really a whole lot's going on. We're finishing them off. They do speak a demonic language too, which you'll see with some of their dialects when they start screaming that you shouldn't be able to hurt them or whatever, and just things like that. Boom, boom, smack. One more. I completely messed up there. Oops. Misclick. Ha! Our cadet killed him in self-defense. Nice. And that's that. They do pay a lot of money, which is nice. You pretty much, it's kind of like 1,000 gold per area, or per lance. So, rather than going into the Idaho caravan yet again, I'm going to take you over to the area that you start in, like when you first get down here. Since you didn't get to actually see that last time, I'll show you this time. But I'm going to skip going through all the text because it's slightly annoying. Instead, I'll tell you, basically, kind of give you a rough overview of what goes on. So, you come in here and you find it pretty much abandoned, except for a small group of people. They belong to a specific order of friendlies, and their purpose is to, oh my god. Okay, so they talk a lot. So their goal is to basically end death, so people don't die anymore, so that death is not something you fear. Basically, they're necromancers, but they don't want to be evil necromancers, I guess is the way to look at it. So here we have necromancy necromancer, which takes these. It actually takes the slime that I was telling you about, that you use to make slimes. Where is it? The weak acidic slime. So it takes this and it basically melts the flesh off the body and gives you a pile of bones. So we're going to craft this a couple times. This will actually be my first time crafting undead in the game. Just throwing that out there for you. So I'm not 100% sure what we're going to get out of it. I'm pretty sure the undead have 2 classes. One is archer, one is melee. I don't know if there's anything more to that. I don't really know what's going on with them. So personally, this is all pretty cool to me. Alright, so we're going to go over here to recipes. We're going to remove the bone pile and the slime. So we need the wand. We need under consumables, not consumables, crafting. Where's these bone piles? Bone piles, and we need candles. Okay. So 10 candles per. So we'll actually need to buy 1 more candle, but let's go ahead and see what we get. So we raise them up. We get skeleton knights, it looks like. It's probably just going to give you skeleton knights each time. It might randomize and give you some of the archers too. I'm not really sure how it works. But I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of glad with this. I love undead and stuff like that. That's I just find them absolutely epic. Like I said, I told someone in the past, if I had, if you were able to choose a type of magical power that you would have, mine would be necromancy, and I've always had a fascination for it. No, I'm not attracted to dead people or anything like that. That's just straight up disgusting. My element is I just am fascinated with the magic of death, vampires, all of that nature. I find really cool, and it's really awesome. It's not even the idea of cheating death. It's the power over it. That's what I like about it. Alright, so let's go down here and look. We've got some skeleton knights. They come with absolutely nothing. So you have two classes, skeleton knight and archer. The archers are bronze, the knights are blue. Okay. So we go over here to give them weapons. They can use... Okay, so let's start with weapons. They can use a sword. Okay, so army sword, broadsword, or the claymore. I'm going to go ahead and give them broadswords and bucklers. As for armor, they can't wear any armor. That would explain why they're so weak, but they can get helmets. So we're going to make one... We're going to make two of them... We had 5, right? So 3 of them are going to be knights. And the other 3 will be... Or the other 2 will be archers. And then it was this way. You'll take an arming sword. Okay, we're going to go back. And then over this way a little bit more. A little bit more. You're going to become skeleton archer. Okay. And then we're going to go over here. I have, as for main hands, so they can only use the short bows. They can't even use the recurve bows that we've got. And they can't wear any armor either. So they're kind of weak. At least for now. They probably get a lot stronger like anything else. Oh, they can wear rings. Okay. Let's go ahead and give them all rings. I want to give them... We're going to give them the cat's rings. And that's going to go for these 2, and these 3 will get blade rings. Didn't have enough, so we'll give them a cat's ring as well. Alright, so there we go. We have our skeletons. And we will... They won't be fitting into a lance yet. We can't really afford that just yet, but we're getting there. Alright, so we need lance, intellect, blue. Alrighty, so this is what I've got for you today, guys. This is Takehitsu from Takehitsu Gaming, and this is Himeko Sutori. I am going to be grinding to gain progress in the game. When you come back next time, I will run you through what we're at, where our lances are at, what we're looking like at that point. But at that point, my goal is to have no adventurers whatsoever. I have not found a spot where I get to an alchemist spot to make more slimes. So we're only going to have 1 slime, but I'm hoping to actually have 1 or 2 of my clerics be just skeleton groups. That would be pretty epic in my opinion. And have a bunch of people hopefully at the 3rd tier. But I can't guarantee any of that for sure. So here we are, and have a wonderful evening and good night.